All right, the microphone should be hot, so we are going to get right into these games. Ladies and gentlemen. All right, can you hear me?
Hello, Rupley. How's it going today?
Good, wonderful. How are you doing, Nick?
Quite well. Looking forward to this game we've got today.
Oh, yes, absolutely. For people who follow the Dota scene, you might actually notice a few of these names. We've got Venomancer versus Ayesee Slater. So, Ayesee, Shane, and Pyrian Flax were all at TI4 this past year, and they are definitely a part of the Dota scene, so should be interesting.
Yeah, and then on the game side, I know people recognize Nick Brecken from Idle Thumbs podcast and Chris Thurston from PC Gamer and his Dota 2 column, 3 Lane Highway, and a couple other of these names here, so good crew all together.
Yeah, a whole bunch of nice people and a whole bunch of fun, so I'm really excited to see how this game will turn out. Just because I've heard a lot about Venomancer, and they've had a good run, Shane particularly on the Tinker and other things, but it looks like his computer is not having a good run right now. So we might have to restart this game.
Hopefully that doesn't put them in a handicap.
Yeah. I've heard he's running on a potato computer right now, so we'll have to see.
I mean, it's a friendly tournament, and I think people are fine to pause, but, you know, an ill-timed DC can still cost you.
Oh, yes, absolutely. But anyway, it looks like he may not be able to load this game, so we'll be cut off from audio here in 15 seconds or so we'll be hopping back into the game again. All right, we're going back in once again. So Shane's computer did not load the first time, and we are back in for try number 2.
Let's see how this
There we
goes.
go. Shane has connected. So we are in the game and ready to go. All right. So
Radiant's ban.
on the dire side, we have Ayesee Slater with Ayesee, ENJ Brandy, Nick Brecken, BB Mullah, and Wolf Cup. And then on the side of Venomancer, we have Chris, Notorious PIP, Sponge, Pyrian Flax, and Shane. So do you know anything about their playstyles at all, or have you watched some of their past games?
I watched some of Veno's earlier games, and they were putting on a pretty strong show. And you know, that's no discredit to AC. I know they were picking up a lot of Enigma that was doing them real good in their first series. So we'll see what they go with here. Oh yeah, and you can see the respect ban on Enigma right there.
Yep. Yeah, the respect ban on the Enigma right there, and then the Invoker ban, which is one of Shane's best heroes. I would not be surprised if they also banned the Tinker here, because Shane is very well known for both his Invoker and his Tinker play.
Which they, I think, pulled out in their last series.
Yes, they did pull out the Tinker, and I think it ended up being like a 20-minute GG where Shane was like 9-0 or something. It was, or maybe even better. I forget. Either way, it was a very, very strong Tinker performance.
Reserve time.
So it looks like they're thinking hard about this second ban here. We'll have to see what they actually pull out, because there are definitely a lot of heroes still in the pool. So Venomancer did not ban Lycan. They did not ban, a bunch of other popular first bans. So we still see Lycan getting through.
No Bat Rider.
Yeah.
Ooh,
the Witch Doctor ban. This will be an interesting set of picks. And right out the gate.
Ban against Notorious PIP. I think that's one of her favorite supports. Or
Oh,
she's
okay.
played it.
Gotcha. Well, instead they pick up the Witch Doctor, so we'll have to see what they pull out with that. And Ayesee immediately counters with both Razor and Faceless Void.
Yeah. Those are two pretty good heroes.
Yeah, they're very, very strong in their lanes. So.
Radiant's ban.
And I do like this early Wraith King pickup. What I really like about it is that it really doesn't reveal anything about their lineup. So right now we know Ayesee Slater has 2 cores, and Venomancer has either 1 or 0 cores right now.
10 seconds.
So they have a lot of versatility in their draft. But at the same time, Ayesee has Faceless Void, who can go as a safe lane carry or an off lane solo, and then the Razor, who can also go as a safe lane carry or a mid lane. So there's a lot of versatility still in their lineups.
Radiant's ban.
Alright, I'm getting a message that Nick, you're a bit quiet. Yeah. I'm going to go ahead and turn down my volume and hope I'll turn you up essentially. So we'll see how this works out. Okay, I did adjust the sound, so hopefully we'll see what goes on here. But can you still hear me, Nick?
I can hear you. You can hear me.
To go. 5 seconds.
Yep, I'm just responding to Mitchy D to let him know that everything's okay.
Reserve time.
Sounds good. Meanwhile, Ayesee's picking up a Viper, so their lanes are looking pretty. It could be interesting. I'm not quite sure what they're going to do here.
Yeah. It looks like they did pick up all 3 of their cores to begin, and their laning situation is very open. So they also have 3 very, very strong laners. And
yeah, I could see Viper maybe in the off lane here. I'm not sure how they're thinking through this.
yeah, I could see Faceless Void probably just championing the off lane for now, and then just stick a Viper mid and Razor safe lane depending on what they're playing against. So we'll have to see how they want to lane it out. But Venomancer does pick up the Skywrath Mage. So Skywrath Mage actually has been showing up as a mid hero a couple of times by Na'Vi. So
he's been picked a lot in some recent games.
Yeah. So he's been picked quite a bit, but he's also been showing some versatility as far as being either a number 5 heavy support or a mid hero. So I'm wondering if Shane might possibly play this as the mid hero, or if Notorious PIP will pick it up as a support. Let's see, Nick, is there any way that you can turn up the microphone settings on your end?
Yep, I'm gonna play around with some settings here, so if you can bear with me, and I'll try and get this a bit louder for everybody at home.
All right, sounds fantastic. I did turn it up a little bit on my end, so it should be a little bit better for you. And I'll try not to yell into the microphone. Maybe that'll help out too. But anyway, talk a little bit more about the game. So Death Prophet and Lycan both got banned out in the second phase, as well as the Ancient Apparition and the Brewmaster. Ancient Apparition combos very well with Faceless Void, so that's not surprising.
Radiant's pick.
Ayesee Slater did end up picking Jakiro for their 4th pick right now. Excuse me. But the Jakiro is just a very solid support, high strength gain, a very tanky support, and has been seen more recently just because that Liquid Fire is immensely good at pushing down towers as well as keeping your carry safe. So a nice solid all-around pickup by Ayesee Slater
10 seconds to go.
to get the Jakiro.
5 seconds.
And Venomancer responds with the Doom play, so it is looking like that we will have... We still really don't know what the lanes are going to be like from Venomancer. They could run Doom in the off lane, the safe lane, or even middle, potentially. I've seen that before, but it would not be good against Viper.
10 seconds to go.
The one thing about the Doom is that he's not terribly good against the Viper or the Razor in lane. So they'll probably want to match him up against the Faceless Void, so they might safe lane or even safe lane solo the Doom and then do some form of aggressive tri-lane.
Yeah, I'm not not entirely sure where the Doom quite fits in.
10 seconds to go.
Yeah. I mean, the Doom is an all-around solid hero, but unless they lane it against the Faceless Void as the core versus core combo, I don't see the Doom really getting that much in a lane.
Dyer's pick.
Alright, and we do see the Tinker banned out as well as the Lion banned out for the last banning phase. The Tinker ban out obviously directed towards Shane, and then the Lion ban out just because they need another support, and they do pick up the Lich.
Radiant's pick.
Well, Lich synergizes pretty well with Faceless here, so...
Yes, he synergizes very well with the Faceless Void. Once the Lich hits level 6 in Faceless Void, especially if they're in the same lane, because Lich just naturally gives you more experience and less gold and experience for the enemy. So you do hit 6 faster, and that makes the Chronosphere that much more powerful.
10 seconds to go.
And anyway, we'll see what Venomancer picks up for the last pickup.
5 seconds.
A bigger question is, what lane do they even want to pick up? Because they have so many options right now. They might be running Shadow Shaman Skywrath as dual supports, and then Wraith King potentially with them in an aggressive tri-lane, and then Doom as a safe lane solo. I think that might be what works out. And then they do pick up the Vengeful Spirit. Oh, wow. And it looks like Shane is going to be running on the Shadow Shaman. So we're going to be seeing a solo mid Shadow Shaman. And then Pyrian Flax is running offlane with the Wraith King. And Sponge and Notorious PIP are probably going with Pyrian Flax for an aggressive tri-lane. Yeah, but the Shadow Shaman is definitely a pickup for Shane that I did not expect. I did not expect the Shadow Shaman to be going mid.
Better get ready.
I'll go ahead and announce the side on Ayesee Slater. We've got BB Mullah on the Razor, ENJ Brandy on the Faceless Void. Ayesee's playing the Jakiro, and then we've got Nick Brecken playing the Viper, and Wolf Cup will be playing the Lich. And you go ahead and announce the side on Venomancer.
On Venomancer here, we've got Shane on the Shadow Shaman, Pyrian Flax on the Wraith King, Sponge on the Sky Wrath, Chris is taking over for Doom, and Notorious PIP on the Vengeful Spirit, and they're moving together through the jungle here, so we're going to see if they're going to go try and find something.
Yeah, we do. It looks like we might have a 5-on-5 engagement here coming out, so they are just going to hit head on. There's the smoke by Slater, and it looks like there's very good positioning by Wolf Cup, and Pyrian Flax goes down for first blood. And it looks like they're going for more. Slater's going to go for another one. 2 kills.
Wow.
They might even be able to get PIP. He's slowed down with the dual breath now, and they're just hitting him very, very hard. So.
And I mean, Wolfcock, right, he walked straight into that Wraith King, was able to get out, and they couldn't do anything with that.
Yeah, they focused the stun as well. I think both of the stuns from the Venge and the Wraith King onto the Lich of Wolf Cup, and then Wolf Cup was able to get out just fine. So call it a very good positioning by Slater and a smart smoke. They're up 3-0 at the very beginning of this game.
No, that's never how you want to start.
No, that is definitely not how you want to start the game. And to top it all off, Slater got a nice sentry ward here on the pole camp, so they're going to have to deward that if they want to do anything on the side of Venomancer. Alright, and we do see an aggressive tri-lane coming out from Slater with the Viper, the Lich, and the Jakiro in a tri-lane. That'll be against the defensive tri-lane of Pyrian Flax, Notorious PIP, and Sponge. I would expect most of the action to happen around here, so we'll probably keep a close eye on this. Yeah, and in the mid we've got Shane against the BB Mullah on the Razor, so they're going around pretty well. I'm gonna pull up the last hits and denies. They're pulling out quite easy. Nick, what do you think about this tri-lane down at the bottom? Like, who do you think comes out on top?
You got good harassment on both sides. I mean, Skywrath is, a fantastic harasser. Viper can get some pretty good lane dominance in there. it's tough. Although I might have to give it to Slater at this point.
Yeah, the experience advantage and the gold advantage is just a lot to overcome now, and they don't have their camp to pull from anymore now, and they're just getting chased down right now between the Viper and the Jakiro. They just can't run away. Yeah, Pyrian Flax already has 2 deaths, so that's a really tough start for him. But we do see that Slater is just coming out way far ahead in this tri lane, just because the defensive tri lane can't get anything defensive out of it without the pull, and just, you know, all of the kills early on just make this very, very heavy on the snowball. Level 3 on the Viper, level 3 on the Jakiro, and then if we look on the other side, we've got level 2s on both of those supports. And Pyrian Flax is still at level 1, so that tri lane is looking pretty good for Slater. Go ahead and...
Meanwhile, in mid, Maul is doing a pretty good job. He just got chased back a bit there by the Shaman, but he's up 15 CS to the Shaman's 10.
Yeah, so he's definitely coming out pretty far ahead in that lane, which isn't terribly surprising because Razor is just so good at lane dominance. And yeah, it's just until Shane hits level 6, he's not going to be able to really do much. And we actually see him getting a nice static link on Shane, stealing some good damage.
Dire's mid tower won't last much longer.
And then a little bit up in the, I guess, go back to the bottom lane because there's the action.
Yeah, I saw some things going on down there, but not much coming from it.
Yeah, it looks like everyone's just trading hits back and forth. Wolf Cub might be out of position here.
Ooh, he gets stunned for it.
Oh, he takes a lot of damage. He's one hit away.
I don't think he has the mana for follow-up there.
No, he did not. He did not have the mana, and he was just 30 hit points away from dying. So one right click would have done it. But it looks like they're just going blow for blow right now. Let's take a look at the top lane real quick. So we've got ENJ, Brandy, and Chris are just kind of trading hits right now, back and forth. If we look at the CS,
yeah, pretty even overall.
Yeah, 15 and 3 for the Doom and 14 and 4 for the Void. So they're both just trading nice and happily. It's nice and calm up here, whereas down at the bottom it looks like there's a big creep wave going towards the tower. They might be able to.
Is gonna sneak into the illusions, and now he's not gonna turn on Chain in the end. Race to the room there.
They both have boots of speed, but Razor has, because of that passive, he has 372 move speed versus the 335 of the Shadow Shaman. If Shadow Shaman gets caught out, he's pretty much dead with that 3 points in static link. 21 damage drained every second. It's a total of like 200 damage. Oh, apologies. Pip is a girl. I apologize. I apologize for saying he for Pip. And we do see Pyrian Flax die once again, just in the tri lane. So it looks like Slater's tri lane has been quite successful. They might even think about rotating Ayesee away. We'll see if they want to or not, but just having the Lich and the Viper would be good enough to sustain, and they could get an advantage up top if they do that. Alright. So let's take a look at the item progression a little bit. Let's see if anybody's got anything coming out here of noteworthiness. Doom is picking up the mechanism as well as Razor for the side of Slater. And other than that, it's pretty much just the basic standard items. Nick, I am getting a little bit of feedback on your end, or some static.
No, I've been fussing with my settings here trying to get my volume boosted, so let me see if I can get rid of that.
Gotcha. But I think you might sound pretty good. I don't know, have they still been talking about it in chat?
Yeah, we hear each other just fine, but apparently they can't hear me too well, so I've been going to every setting I've got trying to boost this thing up. If I can't find a solution for it quickly, I'll have to maybe take a step out.
Here, I can go ahead and change some more settings probably have a little bit of a dull here for a moment. We do have Skywrath did rotate mid, but I'll go ahead and change some settings real quick. Oh, I lied about that dull. Lich went down, but at the same time, Pyrian Flax died once again.
Again, yeah.
Oh gosh.
Trouble brewing at Radiant's
This is really, really tough for them.
Yeah, Flax is 0-4, less than 7 minutes into the game. That's not what they need.
That's definitely not ideal for your carry.
Especially with those three of those kills are on the Viper right now on Nick Brecken, and that's just gonna help him establish some early dominance here.
Yeah, it looks like Shane is getting ganked up in mid. And the Skywrath might die too.
Dyer's mid tower could use a little help.
Yeah, the Razor has so much damage right now. And it looks like they both make it out.
Wow.
By some form of miracle, they were able to dodge the death. With 147 damage stolen, they were still able to get out. That's quite impressive. Here, let me just alter the sounds a little bit real quick. Okay, I changed the sounds up quite a bit more, so it should be a bit louder for you.
Mid tower ain't doing so good.
All right, hopefully this works for everyone in Twitch. Yeah, as we said earlier, we hear each other just fine, so I've gone ahead and turned up all my mic settings and Windows and Steam and what have you, and we'll see if we can't get this working for everybody.
Yeah, and I went ahead and I turned down my microphone as well as boosting my in-game sound, so it should be better. We'll see how it turns out. Wolf Cup is in a pretty interesting spot down here. He might get picked out, but he does not. The Viper does take an Ancient Seal and then a little bit of harass from that arcane bolt, but nothing too
BB and
much.
Ayesee coming in here to support. We've got 4 from Slater here now. See what they'll do.
Dyer's mid tower's having technical difficulties.
The Doom does come out on the Viper. It looks like his not too long for this world. And he goes down. Skywrath Mage also goes down. But at the same time, it looks like Pyrian Flax is trying to hit Razor, and he just can't do any damage to him.
And he doesn't have his Resurrect yet. He's only level 4, so.
Yeah, so he's died once again. He's 0-5.
Dyer's mid tower won't last.
And out of the gate,
yeah, Chris too far away for the ice path, but he should be able to get out of here.
yeah, Chris should be able to get out just fine. He does get pinged, but it looks like they are just going to go ahead and back up. They were already behind the tier 1.
Dyer's mid tower
Considerable amount. I gotta change
Radiant's
a couple
top tower's
sounds.
hurting.
Okay, there we go.
Radiant's bottom tower ain't a pretty sight right now. No breaking down the Radiant structures like this.
Okay, it looks like we do have a 4-on-4 engagement here in the bottom lane. Ayesee is the one to get jumped on, but at the same time,
There's the chain for
beautiful Lich all on. That's gonna get all 10 bounces. It might actually get a lot of kills here. Yeah.
Flax goes down once again.
Yep. Skywrath Mage goes down. PIP, it looks like.
Can't do much.
Yeah. Pip's trying to get away, but she just can't get away. So there's a double kill on on the Viper.
Radiant's bottom
6-1 with 5
Coming in on the
assists.
10-minute mark here, yeah, we've got 13-3 sighting on Slater. 2 towers down, and they're in pretty good position here.
Yeah, they're already at a 6,000 gold advantage for the side of Slater, and almost a 5,000 gold, 6,000 experience. Sorry. So this early in the game to have that kind of a lead is just pretty astronomical.
And their 3 cores are on the top of the net worth here. Yeah. This is pretty tough to come back from. I'm not quite sure how you approach this, but these are better players than me.
Yeah. I think I'm trying to figure out a way that they can come out back from this one too. I mean, if they can get the Wraith King some levels, because he desperately needs that level 6. He's still level 4, almost 11 minutes into the game. So if they can get that Wraith King some levels and then just start pushing down Shadow, or using these Shadow Shaman wards like they are up top to push it down. But we do see simultaneous action going on right now, both top and bottom. The Doom does get taken down by the Viper strikes, the Viper striking damage, and then they end up cleaning up Pip as well. So a couple of kills down bottom.
The Dyer might want him. Dyer's top tower's down.
But at the same time, Venomancer was able to get the top tower, so they were able to secure a second tower.
Trouble brewing at Radiant's bottom tower.
I mean, you take what you can get in that situation. They did lose 3 heroes, but, you know, at least they got a tower out of it. But they're going to lose a tier 2, too. So.
Radiant's bottom tower ain't a pretty sight right now.
At this point in the game, a trade is a good situation for Venomancer. If they can trade any 1-for-1 hero or any tower for tower, it's a good trade for them.
It looks like they're just going to hang together here. I'm not quite if we're going to see a rotation mid here, perhaps.
Potentially do Roshan because they've got a couple points up in the liquid fire. That works really good against Roche. And then they have the Viper and the mechanism is up on Razor. So it looks like BB Mola does probably... He just goes and buys something in the Roshan pit. So they're not going to do Roche. They're just going to walk around him a little bit, get some items. We see 2,600 gold up on the Lich right now. He's buying whatever he pleases right now. It looks like probably half of the Scepter because they already have the mechanism ready. Yeah, just the gold flow in from the side of Slater is let even their supports get massive items. And we do see all 3 of the cores for Venomancer down at the bottom lane at the same time. So the 3 cores are just sticking together and pushing as a unit pretty much because they're not really safe unless they're all there. And we are seeing a lot of pings down bottom lane, but also a teleport to middle lane. So for now, it's just Shane all by himself down at the bottom with a little support from the Wraith King down in the jungle.
Top tower's in bad shape.
Yeah, they see the Viper alone there, but they don't have the people they need.
Shane does get caught out. He goes a little too close to the tower. But he might be able to take somebody out before he goes down. And no, he does not.
I think those wards are going to go down pretty quickly here.
Yeah, they're going to take a little more chip damage on the tower, but after that, a death by Shane and another Serpent Ward that's down for 100 seconds. So
Radiant's mid tower's coming.
I missed that play right there. Skywrath Mage just got a kill on the Faceless Void up top. So Faceless Void was down by...
Looks like Slater's going to go into Roche now.
Yeah. And there's really no way that Venomancer can contest this. They don't have the Serpent Wards, which is their big ultimate right now. They do have Doom, though, so that is definitely good. But they are also getting scouted out. There is an Observer and as well as a Sentry here up for Venomancer. But the question is, do they know about the Roshan? I don't know. Do they know about it? They should because of that Observer.
I don't think they have vision, but they should be aware that they're all missing on map right now.
Yeah, Pip goes in. She's trying to take down the ward, but that ward is a 90% miss rate. And there it is. It got scouted out. The Roshan got scouted out, but Pip's going to pay with her life, most likely.
I'm stricken.
I'm getting a suggestion for you to raise your master volume next time things are slow.
Okay, I'll go ahead and change my master volume. Is it a little quiet on the stream side?
Old Roche won't be coming back for a while.
Oh gosh, I'm missing a
Dyer's
lot.
bottom tower's getting the business.
Alright. So Slater was able to take down the Roshan, and they got a cleanup kill on the Doombringer.
The Dyer best do something about that bottom tower.
They are
No
gonna
breaking through
teleport
the
top.
Dyer's structures for now.
See, I gotta change my audio a little bit
Shane's
more.
trying to do what he can to help them catch up here by taking some towers, but Key is all alone up there.
Yes, he most definitely is.
Yeah, gets caught up by the ice path, and that'll be it for him.
Yeah. He is able to get some good damage on the tower. They might actually be able to get it down. Yeah.
Dyer's got one last top tower.
So trade a hero for a tower. Shane will take that any day of the week. Also, the Razor went down for that engagement too, so it's a pretty successful split push. And down at the bottom lane, we do see that Wolf was just completely caught out. So Wolf does go down to Pip and Pyrian Flax in the bottom lane. And the Blink Dagger is purchased on Wraith King, so he has been able to make a decent comeback after that start. We'll see what he runs around with it afterwards, but so far it's looking like Venomancer might still be in this game because they're pulling back ahead. They've lowered the gold by a couple thousand, but at the same time they're still down by an awful lot, and we'll have to see what they do.
So it sounds like the game volume is pretty quiet, and a bunch of people suggesting that they can't hear me because I'm tied to the game volume. And you've got the game volume on pretty low, so might take a look at that. People are having a tough time hearing the in-game audio.
Okay, I'll go ahead and turn up the in-game audio.
We've got a ping in the jungle here. Slater's moving in, but I'm not sure who they're going to be able to catch out here. Venom was pulling back pretty.
Yeah, so we do have that ping in the jungle. It looks like it's a 5v5 engagement here in the jungle itself. Alright, and it looks like we do have a... They are just looking for the Observer Ward spot. It's just going to be a 5-man death push, it looks like, for Slater, just to go down and try and take this tier 3 tower. They do still have the Aegis, and they do have... All of their ultimates are ready, so they're ready to go. Everybody's ultimate is ready.
Yeah, they ping out Shane in the top left there, so they know he's out there, but I'm not sure how much they care.
No, I mean, like, he's doing what he can, but Pip took a fall already, and...
If they can break the base here.
He's heating up. Radiant's bottom tower seen better days.
You only catch one in the chrono.
Yeah, they did only catch one in the chrono, but both of the supports are down right now, and the Aegis is still up. Oh, it just dropped right now.
From downtown! Defensive wards from Shane there are doing good work on Brecken.
Radiant's bottom tower.
Yeah, but it looks like most of the heroes on the side of Venomancer have taken a fall. Shane does buy back into the game, so he's going to see what he can do. But we've got 4 heroes here on the side of Slater, and only 3 on the side of Venomancer. And then there's a lot going on. There's a swap by the Vengeful Spirit. Vengeful Spirit's going in on the Razor, and Razor's getting low, but he's not low enough. He just has too much damage stolen. And at the same time,
Skywrath can't finish off that void.
No, Skywrath doesn't finish the void. Razor's still alive.
Radiant's bottom racks. It's hurting. Dire's top tower's getting beat down.
And then Pyrian Flask gets hooked up with the static link, and the Liquid Fire is doing
turns
work.
Back around into it.
Yeah.
Top tower. You know the drill.
The Liquid Fire was doing work there. He couldn't even right-click anymore. Lowers their attack speed by 50%, so it's a negative hyperstun. And it looks like that'll be the bottom racks going down on the side of Venomancer. Ayesee Slater comes out with a Rax.
I think we've got some sound setting progress here. Everyone can hear me now.
All right, that's good. That's good.
Fantastic.
Yeah. All right, excellent.
Not that I was adding much to the commentary here.
Oh no, you're adding an awful ton. Of course you are. Yeah, if you ever feel like I'm talking too much, just feel like jumping in at any time. Just let me know and hop in. But anyway, Nick. So, what do you think Venomancer can do to come back from this?
I mean, it's pretty tough. They have to deal with both the Void and the Viper. I mean, the Vipers are going to be putting on a lot of damage to them right now, and if the Void gets his chrono off, you know, there's not a lot that they can do. I don't know who you focus on when these guys come in.
Yeah, that's the one thing.
You have to focus the Void for the chrono, but they have so much damage coming out from the Viper and the Chain Frost ult. It's not easy to go up.
Yeah, they just don't have enough damage right now to actually kill the Void. The best thing they can do is to just use Doom on the Void right when he comes in, and then start the team engagement from there before chrono goes off. That's the best case scenario for Venomancer right now. If they can do that, and they can get their Wraith King out in front, they could actually get a pretty good engagement. But at the same time, I don't know if it would be enough.
And we had a buyback from Shane on that last engagement, I believe.
Yes, we did have a buyback from Shane, so he his item progression has really gone down. He's 1 Oblivion Staff, so he's about 2,200 away from that Refresher Orb.
Taking hits.
We'll have to see. If he can get that Refresher Orb, and he can keep this split pushing going, he might be able to take a Barracks.
Radiant's top tower is hurting.
But at the same time, Chrono is used by the Ancients on the Radiant side and was able to take down
Radiant's top
Skywrath
tower is
Mage.
taking hits. Dire's bottom tower is getting the business. The Radiant lost the top tower. Radiant's mid tower could use a hand.
Alright, so we do see the top tier 2 go down from the side of Venomancer. It looks like they're going to still continue pushing high ground. The pipe is popped, so they're good to go. They're just going to run right in. And with E&J Brandy leading the way, really not much to do on the Venom side. Doom does go out on Venomancer. Chain Frost also goes out, as well as the Ice Path. Chain Frost is doing a lot of work.
Defensive wards on the Viper again will work.
Yeah, so the defensive wards were laid down, and they might be able to save the barracks. Because they do only have 3 heroes, but the Scepter is up on the Razor, so his ultimate is able to hit buildings now. But at the same time, Pip just takes a Mask of Madness, and she's down. Pyrian Flax is fighting for his life, but just was not able to hold on.
Flying at Radiant's top rags.
And it's a team-wide. Venomancer's down.
Yeah, they ended up dooming Razor on that last engagement, which threw me for a loop. I mean, I guess it slowed down the push, but I'm not quite sure if that was who you wanted to doom there.
Oh no, if Razor can get his ultimate off, he's pretty useful, like even while doomed. So he was able to stay into the middle of the fight and really wasn't hindered much by that doom. And he's not going to die with all of the damage reduction that he has and just all the health he has. So we do see another barracks go down. Venomancer did lose their top melee Rex, and the range Rex is taking damage just from these creeps. So they're pretty well pinned into their base. Double damage rune is bottled by BB Mola, and it looks like Roshan will be up in just about a minute's time. So I'm wondering if they're just going to wait till they get the Roshan for the last final push to take down another barracks, or if they're content doing what they're doing right now.
And how are we on the XP and the gold advantage here?
Yes. So the difference in gold is over 20,000 in favor of Slater. And then the difference in XP is even more than that. It's almost 25,000 for Slater. So yeah. Massive, massive damage. Massive advantage for Slater. They are definitely far ahead in that circumstance. And it's really hard to come back from that kind of deficit. No matter what your team composition is. But we do see a smoke up from Venomancer. I really like this play because when you're behind, you should smoke up, and that's exactly what they do. So we'll see if they can catch, hopefully, the Void off guard.
And Slater walks down the mid lane here.
Oh, and he does get a Chrono off. Hits 4 of them on the Chrono. Pyrian Flax is going down in the front.
He's heating up. Come on! Too big, too fast, and too strong.
But at the same time, it looks like Pyrian Flax is picked off again. PIP goes down.
Yeah, Razor also moves back up.
Yeah. And that's another team wide. GG is called.
There's your GG.
There we go. Game number 1 goes to Slater.
Yeah, those three kills early on there in the jungle, we just were able to keep that lead going. And
yeah, those 3 kills gave them the level advantage for the tri-lane, and then the tri-lane just beat the other tri-lane, and there wasn't really much that that you could be done on the Venomancer side once that snowball started going. And we see that, yeah, Ayesee Slater takes a victory. They're up 1 game in this best of 3 series. So we'll go ahead and get the next game set up and then go from there. Okay, we're back into game number 2. Nick, can you hear me?
Radiant's ban.
Oh, there you are. Okay.
Hello, Rupley.
Hello, Nick. Are you ready for game number 2 between Venomancer and the Radiant, aka Ayesee Slater?
Dire's ban.
Ayesee Slater, yes. Two of the better named teams in this tournament, I have to say.
Oh, yes. Absolutely. Speaking of which, I guess we didn't cover which teams we're both a part of for the Rektreational. I'm actually on the Pit Lord meta team. And what team are you on?
You all have done quite well for yourself. You've made it to round 3 of the winners bracket,
yes.
Which is the game that these two teams are competing to get into now. I am on Team Jin and Tango. We were knocked out last night, unfortunately.
Oh.
However, I'm interested in this game because the winner will go up against PKB in round 3 of the winners bracket, and that should be good. But the loser will go down and face off against Sweatingham Scepter, who was the team that took us out last night. So I'm kind of curious to see who they'll be going up against.
Yes. So sorry for your loss. You're out of the tournament, but it was a good run for you guys. I think I ended up casting your guys' first game possibly as well. So
Dire's ban.
Yeah,
it's been fun. I think we did okay for ourselves.
Yeah.
It's interesting watching all these games because there's such a wide range of skill that you can see one team, they look really, really good, and then they go up against a team that's just in another level. So it's always a bit unpredictable how these games are going to shake out.
Yes. I've noticed that as well. Some teams that I originally thought were really good, they come up against another team, and then the other team just turns out to blow them out of the water. Like,
Reserve time.
I'm not going to lie. In this matchup, I thought Venomancer would take it against Ayesee Slater 2-0, but that first game was just phenomenally well played by Slater, and they come out ahead.
I didn't want to say anything, but I was looking at Veno going into this too, so we'll have to see how this turns out.
Yeah, we definitely will have to see how this one turns out, but we do have a Death Prophet and a Razor pickup, so Venomancer is switching things up out of the gate. They do get their Witch Doctor too, so
Radiant's pick.
There we have it. Solid pickups. It sounds like heroes they also know how to play very well as the first two, and Ayesee Slater does pick up the Razor once again, so it worked out for him first time, so why not the second? Ooh.
Radiant's ban.
Ooh, do you see this, Nick? Do you see this?
Lycan.
Yes, we have the Lycan pickup, so
this is scary.
Yes.
Do they have a Lycan player?
Yeah, we'll see if they have a Lycan player. I hope they have somebody that can play Lycan. Lycan made it to the second ban phase last time, but it looks like they're looking for a little bit of a different strategy this time. And that involves knocking down those towers early and, winning the game through objectives.
10 seconds to go.
The Jakiro ban, I'm confused by. I'm trying to make... Can you... What the thought process there is?
Reserve time.
The Jakiro ban? Oh, in the first round. Jakiro did a fantastic job in the first round against Venomancer. I don't know if it was quite worth a first ban phase, but the Jakiro was doing work the entire time, and I think that's just a respect ban, in all honesty, for Ayesee.
Yeah, it must be a respect ban. I just thought that was a quick first ban.
Yeah, it was definitely a very quick first ban. They're just
10 seconds to go.
They don't want to face the same matchup they faced last game, so they ban out the Viper and they ban out the Jakiro, and Faceless Void's already banned out. So this game will be very different from the first one.
Reserve
but
time.
I mean, when you taking out that Jakiro, taking out that Viper, I mean that reason why you see those first bans all the time. Like in Doom.
Yeah. Absolutely, I agree. It's just when you take out when you ban some things, you have to let other things by. So that's the beauty of the ban phase. You can't ban everything, so something's got to slip through. And in this case, we're seeing. I want to say this is probably the second or third Lycan game of the whole tournament that we've seen so far. Lycan is not picked up terribly often, but should be exciting. Should be interesting to see if Slater can play them as well as the Lycan's reputation holds up for him. So We'll see.
We have a third co-caster back there.
Oh yeah. I have a little kitten. So yeah, he's trying to make some noise. Maybe I'll let him in and he'll stop meowing so much. So there we go. Yeah. So he should stop meowing. He's a little happier now. I just didn't want him to, mess up anything major. But anyway, let's take a look at these bands. We do see a Darkseer band. I know Pyrian Flax did play Darkseer in the previous round, and he did quite well on it. So he played Darkseer and he played Clockwork as his two heroes for the previous round, and it worked out very well for him. He did exceptionally well on both of the heroes, so that is just a band
Dyer's pick
against Pyrian. And we do see the Lich band out. Once again, they do not want to play the same lineup they played last time.
Yeah, I mean, the Brewmaster's the only one who they didn't face last took out, which is a good band. I mean, Brew's a great team fighter.
Yeah, Brew is a really good team fighter, and he's just extremely hard to kill. You pretty much have to kill him before his ultimate goes off, or else your team fight is in a lot of trouble.
5 seconds.
So I'm curious to see who Venomancer picks up for their third hero right here, because the door's pretty wide open for what they want to go. I mean, they have the Death Prophet, who will probably end up in the middle lane on Shane. But other than that, we really don't know too much. Notorious PIP she'll probably take the Witch Doctor, as she's well known for. And then from there, it's just they need carry off lane and a second support. So, they have a lot of options here.
Yeah, taking their time.
Yeah, they're definitely taking their time. They're using a lot of their reserve time. This is a pretty important pick for them because they could pick up a very heavy push hero. I know the Shadow Shaman's already banned out and the Lycan's already taken, but they do go with the Bane. Ooh.
Radiant's pick.
Ooh. You want me to guess what I think that is for Venomancer?
Go for it.
I think they're going to run a Bane combo hero. They're going to run like the Bane Kunkka or the Bane Mirana, something to set up for a big hit on a disable.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised to see that. I love Bane. He's a great support between the Enfeeble and his two disables. It's
10 seconds to go.
Yeah, Bane is just a very solid hero pickup, and he's extremely safe, and he combos well with pretty much any other disabling hero in the game. So
reserve time.
I would not be surprised if they have some form of delayed or skill shot to line up with the Bane. And of course, everybody would love the Pudge, but I don't think Pudge is coming out right now.
Hey, Dendy played him the other day.
That's right. Dendy did play him the other day. I still have yet to see that game, but I heard it was quite the game to watch. So after the recreational games, go ahead and check out Dendy play some Pudge against, I forget who he played against, some Chinese team. Because they were playing
I honestly can't remember either.
Yeah.
I'm not sure if it was LGD. I actually can't remember.
Ooh. Wow. We have the Axe pickup. I heard rumors that there was an Axe on Venomancer, and they really like to run Axe, but I did not expect it to come out right now. That is
Tidehunter. What's with all the scribbling?
Tidehunter Radiant. I wonder if it's still an off-lane Tide. Probably would be.
Yeah. Tidehunter is a lot safer. Or, I mean, I guess Radiant offlane is a lot safer in general. And Tidehunter is just all around just a solid pickup. I mean, like, there's no real way to stop him. There's
10 seconds to
go. He's just a solid laning hero, and in the Radiant, he's just safer. It's harder for him to stack Ancients, but maybe the Silencer, which is looking to be a support Silencer, will be able to stack the Ancients for him.
Yeah, I found that Silencer pick interesting, by the way, because the DP ult is usually going to go off before you go into a team fight, and so you're not really going to get that global silence off. So I'm not entirely sure what they were thinking Veno was going to be picking that prompted the silence.
Yeah, I think it was a twofold. It was to prevent the Enigma from being picked up, and secondly, they picked it up after the Bane was picked up, so it will cancel both the Bane and the Witch Doctor's channeled ultimates. Just immediately as soon as their ultimate goes off, you fire your ultimate, and then it stops both of them. So
5 seconds.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Lone Druid.
Radiant's
Ooh, Lone Druid pickup. I don't think we've seen that very much at all, actually. I don't know. We might have run Lone Druid before. I think we ran Lone Druid once in one of our games. But other than that, I have not seen Lone Druid picked up very much at all in this entire tournament.
Veno's mid game, I'm really liking. I mean, once they hit level 6, they can make a lot happen.
10 seconds to go.
Yeah. They have a lot of power, and they have a very aggressive
5
lane
seconds.
with Axe, Bane, and Witch Doctor together. Never underestimate the power of an Axe in a lane. His counter helixes,
time.
if he has just 2 or 3 things attacking him, he's going to be doing so much damage that he can... Axe is known to be able to get a triple kill all by himself
10
at
seconds
low
to
levels,
go.
just with the stout shield and good counter helixes. All right, and we do see the Sand King as the 5th and final pickup for Ayesee
Someone's
Slater.
having technical difficulties.
All right, so it looks like somebody may have disconnected on the side of Slater. Ayesee may not be in to pick up the silencer. We'll go ahead and pause it once the game gets going and figure out what's going on from there.
Ten seconds to go.
All right.
Did we all make it in game?
Yes, I think we all did make it in game. Yep,
I
everybody's
see in the silencer.
Yep. Shout out to Splash. All right. Here, this game is a shout out to Splash. So I don't know who that is, but shout out has been received.
Hey, Splash.
All right, I'm gonna go ahead and introduce the dire side once again, which happens to be the other team this time. So we've got Venomancer up on the dire side. Chris is on the Axe. We've got Pyrian Flax playing the Bane, so he's playing support this game. Notorious PIP, she will be on the Witch Doctor. And then in the middle lane, we've got Shane on the Death Prophet. And in safe lane all by himself, we've got Sponge with the most awesome Red Panda Lone Druid set. All right, and if you want to take away Slater's lineup, go for it.
Sure. Yeah, they're hunting in the jungle right now, pinging around. We've got E&J Brandy on the Lycan, Slater on AC, or AC on Silencer, sorry. Nick Brecken on the Sand King, BB on the Razor, I think once again, and then Wolf Cop on the Tide Hunter. And we'll see how they end up laning this. I think you can kind of guess what it's going to look like. We'll see Tide off, Razor mid.
The game is on.
Or maybe not.
Yeah, so we'll have to see how they want to lane this.
Got a
because
feeling this is
Wolf
gonna
Cup
be
played
good.
the Lich the last game, and you were right about the Razor. It is still the same player on the Razor this game. So BB Mola is taking Razor once again. But we'll have to see. It looks like Wolf Cup might be actually playing just a tri-lane support Tide Hunter. And
an off-lane Silencer, interesting.
oh, that is very interesting. He did get the Boots of Speed first, so he is a lot safer. And he is against Lone Druid, but Lone Druid's Bear will be able to do a lot of harass to him. So we'll have to see how he comes out on this. But it will be a solo lane versus a solo lane. And then down bottom, we've got the tri-lane of Bane, Witch Doctor, and Axe versus the Lycan, Sand King, and Tide Hunter. Tide did opt for Gush at level 1 as well.
Yeah, I mean, it's going to be a more standard support Tide build, I would imagine.
Yeah, it is definitely a typical standard support Tide, but they do have 3 melee heroes in each lane.
Ooh, they get the stun off. Can
And
they get him?
Can they get the last hit on the Axe? 3-second cooldown on the stun for Sand King, and he just backs up.
I think that Witch
Decides to go
Doctor
on the
cast
Bane.
saved him.
Yeah, Pyrian
Wolf
Flax
Cop might
takes some
go down.
damage,
Oh, he makes it out.
Yeah.
Just under 50 HP.
but 1 hit away. Stun tries to go out to see what they can nail. 1 more hit on
E&J.
E&J, but they just can't follow
There's
it
been
up.
a lot of one more hits in this this past minute or so.
Salves have been used, clarities have been thrown, brain safts have been fired, but nobody's dead.
Not for lack of trying, though, as you said.
Yeah.
I gotta say that Twitch is getting pretty excited about this act here, but I don't think it's the player they expected on it. I think they were looking for Flax on the axe and not Chris. So we'll see. We'll see if Chris can live up to their expectations.
Yeah, we will definitely see that for sure. But they really like the axe pickup, and they love the lone druid too. So you know, who doesn't love to watch a lone druid play? We do see a lot of action, but not much really happening down bottom lane. Let's take a look at the CS. It looks like Razor's coming out very far ahead right now. He has 11 for 5, so he's the highest on the charts right now, with Shane only being 4 for 1 on the Death Prophet. So the Razor is doing quite well in his lane, and Silencer is 3 for 1 versus the 6 for 0 on Lone Druid. So it's pretty even up there so far.
I mean, BB's got about twice CS as the number 2 player, so I think he's doing quite well for himself.
Yeah. Yeah, BB is doing very well, and if he goes for that quick mechanism build, they will have a very strong lineup with the Sand King ultimate, the Tidehunter ultimate, and a mechanism, say at the 10 or 11 minute mark. I mean, we're looking at quite a powerful team fight.
Ooh, but E&J might be caught out here.
Yes, E&J did get caught out, but it looks like he's still okay. We do have the Maledict going down on the Sand King, taking quite a bit of harassment damage, but everyone's running low on regen here. We got quite a bit still on the side of Venomancer, but it looks like Slater's running to their last tangos as far as regen goes.
Except for Axe here, who's got almost all of his mana, so you gotta be careful he doesn't Berserk call you in there.
Yeah, Venomancer still has a lot of health and a lot of regen, so they might be able to get some really good engagements here. And we do see that Shane picks up the double rune. He picked up the invisibility rune and then the haste rune directly right after each other in the bottom lane. So that's really going to help him out. Those 2 lanes will just give him full mana, full health, and looks like he's not going to waste it at all. He's just running right in, trying to get some damage on the Razor. Just to try and come back in that lane, so we'll see if it's enough to propel Shane back into the winner circle as far as last hits goes. He's 10 for 1 now, so he's doing a bit better.
But BB still has almost a whole full level against that DP right now.
Yeah, that's the thing. Is like BB is doing very well in the lane, and it's gonna take a bit for Shane to come back. It's gonna be a long road to victory for that lane in and of itself. Meanwhile, we do see a Soul Ring picked up on the Silencer. I don't know if I've ever seen this build before on the Silencer, so I'm curious to see how this plays out.
I mean, Soul Ring works on a lot of off-laners. You know, you just have whatever your spell is ready whenever you need it. I mean, you know, I love Soul Ring, but
yeah, I mean, Soul Ring is a good item. It's just I've never seen it on a Silencer before, so it should be interesting. Oh, down bottom, we've got some action. BB Mola goes down, and they get the first blood on the Bane with a static link.
Strikes the perfect note.
So good rotation by the Razor. Get the first blood and just go right back in middle. But it did even up the experience between Death Prophet and Razor. Even though Razor did get a kill, I guess he's still a full level ahead, so it didn't even it up too much.
Oh, look at it go!
ooh,
Yeah, there were some casks down bottom, and they almost
cast them there, some low health, but yeah, not quite.
Yeah, not quite enough to take them out. So yeah, it does look like.
And I wonder if we'll see either Lycan or Sand King try and start getting some jungle in here now.
Yeah, Sand King did opt for the 2 points in Burrow Strike instead of the Sandstorm at level 3. So and none of the camps are stacked right now. So it's going to be they're going to have to start stacking in order to get the Sand King to get some levels. But I think Lycan has rotated to the jungle a lot more so now, just because this lane is very difficult for Slater. I mean, as we just saw recently, you know, that Berserker's Call holds them together so well that you have Berserker's Call and then you have the Razor come in, and it's dangerous. So.
In your dreams.
All right. So let's take a look at the CS chart once again. Axe is pretty high up there. He's 3 behind the Razor. Razor is 28 for 15, and those denies cannot be understated because he's just getting more and more experience, even though he does go low.
Yeah, I mean that's why he's got a level on this DP, and yeah, 28 and 15 at 715 is a pretty good, pretty respectable CS for sure.
Yeah, that is quite solid, very solid. So. No, we do see that Axe, like I said, is up there. Lone Druid and Silencer, we haven't talked about them very much at all, but they're pretty even. And actually, Ayesee's putting some really strong harass on the Lone Druid. Those 4 points in the...
Radiant's mid tower's coming apart.
Curse the Silent,
Hold on, look at that. We've got a Silence come out from the Silencer, able to take down the Bane. And now the Axe goes down too, with plus 147 damage. The Razor doing a lot of work.
Yeah, they can't quite dive for the Witch Doctor there, but that's a nice pickup.
No,
and he'll just rotate back mid again.
Yeah, he's just going back to town to heal up, and then he'll be back in the middle lane. But another good rotation by the Razor on BB Mola, able to get secure a double kill alongside the Silencer all. That is one really big advantage to having Silencer on a team, is that he can contribute to the team fight even though he's on the other side of the map. But hold that for a second. We've got a Death Prophet.
Shane moving in here, yeah, trying to come in on Ayesee up top.
Yeah. And Ayesee only has 400 hit points to work with. He tries to TP out.
Oh, he makes it out.
He does make the TP, so. In the meantime, Bane got a kill on the Lycan down bottom. A really quick reaction by Ayesee to just TP out as soon as he saw trouble. That was really smart. And the bear did not get any roots, so.
Trouble brewing at Radiant's bottom tower.
Fortunate bear for Ayesee, unfortunate for him. And this Axe is spinning like crazy.
Your life on my steed.
The Radiant lost the top tower.
Yeah, meanwhile, that Death Prophet ulti is able to secure the tower.
Better days.
Yeah, so the top tower did go down. Chris is doing the last chase against Wolf Cup, and Wolf Cup survives with 3 hit points.
3 hit points. Yeah. Oh goodness.
Oh my gosh. Oh, this is dangerous though. The Lycan Wolves are just gonna give Chris some more spins. Oh, Axe does end up going down.
Bane King hits Burrow on Pyrian here, and that'll set him up for a kill by the rest of the team.
Yep. So Pyrian Flax does end up going down as well. Axe and Bane both going way far and getting punished by the counter TPs. So good team engagement and team awareness by the part of the Slater. But at the same time, you really got to watch out for that Axe spin. He almost was able to kill like 4 or 5 heroes there just because of his huge armor. So he went 2 in Berserker's Call and 3 in counter healers.
Dyer's bottom tower
just for control. But
Radiant's mid tower.
We're starting to see Lycan work his business here.
Tough as nails for now. Radiant's mid
this will be an interesting race between the Lycan and the Death Prophet as far as what heroes go on. And the Silence does go down.
Global Silence. First strike. They'll get the Witch Doctor. But I think that Ultimate's going to chase him away, Exorcism.
Yeah, Shane might be able to get a kill on Ayesee here, but he might also be overextending, so he has to really play it carefully.
Yeah, I mean, they're fighting into that Exorcism is pretty challenging.
Yeah. He does have also 4 points in Witchcraft, so he's got 8 spirits going out, which is pretty good. Once he hits level 11, he'll have another, 8 to work with. But for right now, that Exorcism is just, it's too hard to fight into. But Slater does the right thing. They back off, and they take their kill, and they get out. So we do see a bit of a rotation as well. We see Tidehunters up at the top now, fighting against the Lone Druid, just to get him more levels and work his way towards that Blink Dagger, while at the same time they're just pushing the bottom tower as 4. Tidehunter's Ravage is ready, so he does TP in. And he is coming up. And it looks like they really want this tier 1 tower down in the bottom.
Yeah,
lane.
we've got the ultimate on Razor too, so I think they can pretty much just take this tower.
Yeah. Razor's ultimate's ready. And there goes the Ravage.
There goes the Razor ultimate. I don't know. Ooh, Chris gets a lot done with that double helix.
Yeah. looks like they're going to continue chasing. Another Crypt Swarm coming up here. And Tidehunter's just out of
narrowly
range.
dodges that. And BB will kill that DP again.
Yeah, so
We're all a nice engagement for Slater here.
yes, a very nice engagement. They're getting the tower. Ayesee sticking around to get the last hit on that tower.
Dire
So,
just couldn't save.
they got the
that
tower.
bottom
They got what, 2 kills for 1? I think it was because the
Yeah,
Death Prophet
and
and
the
axe
one
went
kill
down.
was just there's. Yeah, and the one kill was just on the Nick Brecken there on the Sand King. So
Okay, yeah, so very good engagement for Slater. Let's check out the graphs actually because of that. So the gold it was in the Dire favor actually, about 2,000 gold, but now it's spiking back and it looks like it'll be about even, and the Radiant has 1,000 experience lead. So they are coming out on top just a little bit, but not terribly much.
yeah, that last engagement put Razor right back on top in terms of net worth. So that'll help them keep competing against this lone druid and DP.
Yeah, the 3 cores from Venomancer are right underneath Razor though, so that Razor is going to have to pull his weight, and if they can get a kill on the Razor, then those team fights are going to be very hard.
Yeah.
But the question is, how do you get a kill on a Razor with a mechanism 13 minutes into the game and treads?
That Radiant's bottom tower.
Alright, we do see some aggression coming out down bottom. It looks like everybody is rotating. Multiple TPs are coming in. And the call was just a little bit off. Chris is stuck in the trees and he can't really move. They might just be leaving him for dead right now. Saying, Chris, hopefully you can get out. Yeah, hopefully you can get out, but it's not looking good.
He did get lost in the woods there a little bit,
Yeah.
I think.
Let's check out a little bit. So we've got the Death Prophet all going on.
Radiant's mid tower's coming apart.
And it looks like, I'm just curious about the Lone Druid. He did go for the Midas build for his bear, so we will see how that comes out. But it looks like Shane's going to be able to get out. He's got the completed Yule Scepter.
Yeah, chasing into that exorcism. Yeah, Wolf Cop's gonna pay for that.
Yeah. Wolf Cup thought he could get a kill, but a fortunate rune and, you know, an exorcism is just too much to handle. Yeah, we do see BB Mola getting 100 damage from the Death Prophet, so Death Prophet is literally doing no damage with each attack, and for just the time being. And the Yule's engagement on
He
the
gets
Razor,
caught by the Yules.
but there's an
Good counter initiate with the global silence there, yeah.
yeah, the Global Silence was able to save it. There's a Ravage on
He
one.
catches lone druid, but that's it.
Yeah, and it looks like Wolf Cup is taking hits. So is Nick. Nick goes down.
Yeah. Ooh.
Alright, so
So they'll lose both their supports for that.
yeah, a couple of good engagements for Venomancer, though. That was what they needed, because now they'll be able to take down this
Absolutely.
tier 1 tower.
Guess what's happening? Dire's bot Radiant's mid tower's in trouble.
Yeah, and keep in mind, most of this game is without the Lone Druid even contributing at all. That was
The
his
Dire
first
best do something
real
about that
contributing
bottom
into the
tower.
team fight. He has 70 CS at 50 minutes and 2 assists, so he has jumped to the top of the net worth chart because of that.
Yeah, that CS is interesting. That Razor, BB, who was doing so well, started doing a lot of rotations, and now he's 4th in CS, where we have all 3 of the Dire cores on top here, so...
Yeah, they on the side of Venomancer, they were just able to keep their Lone Druid in his lane and Death Prophet in her lane, but they were doing rotations with the Silencer and the Razor both at the same time, so they were not able to get into their lanes and get the farm. Tidehunter did pick up some of the CS that Silencer missed out on, but for the most part, it's
Dire's
just
mid tower's having
they've been able to hold off with 4 heroes on Venomancer. Yeah, and it looks like Lone Druid is either going for a Maelstrom or a double Midas build. He has the Gloves of Haste down. I would bet it would be a Maelstrom because he already has 1 Hand of Midas. And going 2 Hand of Midas is quite greedy, to say the least. Alright, so we do see every ultimate up except for the Ravage. Ravage has a 30-second cooldown. And Venomancer does have a lead now, but yeah. So it looks like we do have Chris on the axe coming up, or thinking about it, but backing off.
And I think they saw him coming up.
And Mola's out of position right now. It's like
gets caught by the Yules.
Oh, and then there's the Bane ultimate on Nick Brecken. Silence does come out.
I think he saved BB there, so not a total loss.
Yeah, not a total loss, but still a big ultimate was spent. Ravage is still online, so they still have something, but looks like the Death Prophet is out of mana, pretty much, and the Bane has his
Great
ult.
teamwork, you vicious thugs.
There we go. Lone Druid actually was able to take out the Lycan. And that 1-for-1 trade is pretty big. That means the Lone Druid is getting pretty powerful. But it looks like BB Mole is going to chase him down.
Can he get enough damage off on him?
We're be able to kill the bear. He got the bear, so that's 300 gold, but he's not going to be able to get the hero. And we do see Death Prophet get caught out down bottom. But
yeah, get hit with a gush by Wolf Cobb.
There's an
Invis. Get a ball of burrow or something.
Yeah. Invis rune saved Shane's life for now. We'll see if he can get out of this one safely. I mean, he does have Invis.
Yeah.
So he should
looks like he just did.
Yeah.
That tower's getting hit.
Yeah, that tower is getting hit very hard. And the sleep on Ayesee, it looks like they want to engage, but they do get a cask off. And they also force out a counter TP, but Notorious PIP looks like he's in trouble.
They just keep fighting that exorcism, and it's keeping Veno here pretty safe.
Yeah, it is definitely keeping Veno safe.
Hang on to that mid tower.
They're not able to push
Meanwhile,
towers.
ENJ secures the middle tower.
Yeah, ENJ is just going to be able to run around and get these towers now.
Radiant's top towers
with an engagement like that.
But I mean,
Radiant's toughened
Go
up
for
their
it.
structures.
Oh, I'm just saying, like, with that lone druid, they don't necessarily need to be using that DP exorcism for towers if they keep saving themselves out of these team fights using it.
Yeah, that's true, because Lone Druid was able to take down the tier 1 and tier 2 towers up top. So tier 2 is down just by himself, and he is going into the Maelstrom. He has that completed now. And we'll see if he goes for the traditional Maelstrom. Let's see, what else would he get after Maelstrom on the Spirit Bear? He has quite a few options.
I've not played a game of Lone Druid in my life, so.
Okay, all right. Well, I'm asking the wrong person then. He might just go for the more combat-oriented build because he already has the Maelstrom. And there goes the big silence
Ravage.
as the Ravage goes off.
That blood won't come off.
And it looks like a lot of damage being taken on Venomancer's side. 3 down for none so far.
They got that epi. Wolf Cop's gonna keep chasing. I don't think he'll get there fast enough.
But this does mean a tier 2 tower is going down too.
Structures looking fortified.
And potentially a Roshan if they really want to.
Do something about that bottom tower.
I don't know. They are kind of weak. And there is no Vladimir's up on the Lycan, so they don't really have.
Guess what's happening?
They don't have the Roshan right now.
They gotta get this tower and they gotta get out of there.
Yeah, they have to get out because everybody's respawning.
Tower.
The TP's out, and take 3 kills, take a tower kill, and call it a day.
Yeah, 3 kills. Yeah, that's an exchange in favor for Slater here for sure.
Yes, absolutely. It's interesting to note that Venomancer is still ahead in the golden EXP graphs, even after all of this damage they've taken. Because they are even in towers now, but they are just getting more experience on the map. So that Hand of Midas is really paying off for the Lone Druid. It's keeping his level up really high. He's level 14. So if we look at the charts, nobody else is even close to him. Level 12 on a few heroes, but he is.
Let's take a look at how gold and EXP changed after that engagement too, because that was a pretty big fight for Radiant.
Oh yeah. I was going before the engagement. It actually zeroed out at 0 for Venomancer versus Slater at the peak of that engagement for EXP earned, and then the gold went almost to 0. So this is an extremely close matchup. Both teams are like living on the edge right now. It is extremely close. But we do see an engagement down bottom.
We're back.
Axe just runs in on Chris. Just runs in on the Axe and see if they can. That mechanism just did too much work. Couldn't get anybody killed. But they might still be able to take this tower down. Let's see if BB Mola can hold it off.
Yeah, serves me right for saying that they weren't using the exorcism for towers.
There goes Radiant's bottom tower.
Yeah, they use it for towers there. Oh, and they do get an exchange right there. Nick Brecken is Fiend's gripped up, but Bane and Sand King both die from that. So we have Shane running away with his life, but at the same time, Sponge was able to deny the mid tower, so Lycan did not get the kill. He runs away with his life, but they do get map control. So overall, quite the engagement. Who would you say came out on top on that engagement?
I mean, you have to give that to Veno, right?
Yeah, I guess you would, because they did deny their tower, and they still got quite a few kills and a tier 2 tower. So, yeah, I think you would have to give that to Veno overall. But either way, this game is very, very close, and I'm really excited to see what will happen next. We've got a...
Yeah, this has been quite a competitive game. Much more so than the last one.
Yes, very much more so. There are pings going out on the Roshan. I think Ayesee thinks they're in the pit right now, but no pit to be seen. It is warded and counter-warded. There is absolutely no vision on the side of Ayesee Slater, so they do not know what's going on. And all they can do is guess. So it looks like the Mjolnir will come out for the Lone Druid as the next item. And speaking of item progression, let's see what we've got here. We've got the Blink on the Sand King. Tidehunter does not have his Blink yet. He's a few hundred gold away from that. And it looks like halfway to Scepter for the Razor. He's got the Ogre Club and the Point Booster. But
we're going to get a smoke from Veno here.
Yeah.
But they may have seen that. They've got Ayesee's got a ward in their secret shop.
Oh, I'm just kidding. Yeah, Slater did have a ward up there, so they know it. They saw the smoke, or they should have. We'll see what they do. Oh, they're counter smoking right here. They're actually wrapping around into the Roche pit. Is there enough time?
That's exciting.
Roche is almost dead. Roche is at 5% hit points. He just went down, but there's an engagement. Amazing silence ravage. Witch Doctor goes down. The Axe goes down. It looks like Sponge is also going down too. Death Prophet goes down. Pyrian Flax is dead. It's a 5 for nothing.
Oh no!
And Shane just came back just to die again. Oh my god!
Oh, wow!
Wow, that was a beautiful smoke gank by on Venomancer by Slater. They were able to just wrap around and then go right into the Roshan.
And they got every single ultimate off exactly as they needed. Ravage, Silence, Epi, that was great.
Yeah, and you see Ayesee pinging out the ward. He's like, you see that ward? Hell yeah. That is the winning ward of the game. Oh my goodness, with that engagement now, wow, that is... Even though the Roche has fallen, I don't think it really matters. It's just like, you can have Roshan, we'll just take your base.
Dire's mid-tower's having technical difficulties. Can't do nothing about Dire's structures right now.
Yeah, they do have to be careful here, though, because they do not have any of their ultimates. Slater is running on a very big team fight-oriented lineup this game. So they live and die by the Ravages, the Epicenters, and the Global Silence. And if they don't have that, they're a lot weaker of a team.
That Lone Druid, though, still sitting on top of net worth here, so... Ooh, nice death ward there.
Yeah, very nice death ward. Full duration death ward goes off by Notorious PIP. She's able to get that
right in the middle of the fight.
Sand King gets dunked, and there's another team wipe. A complete team wipe by Venomancer.
Not quite as strong for Veno here, but definitely, I mean, 1 for 5 is great. Great for them.
Axe did end up buying back for that though, so That is one thing to note, is that axe bought back. But just what I was talking about before. I was just talking about how, you know, Slater lives and dies by their ultimates. If they don't have their ultimates, they can just get team wiped just as easily as they can team wipe the other team. So a victory goes out for Venomancer, and it looks like it's still a very close fight. Venomancer's ahead a little bit on the gold, just a couple thousand, but at that number, it doesn't even really matter. That's just one item. So. Yeah. All right, so we've got two big, massive team fights that just happened. Slater has all of their ultimates up again. What do you think is going to happen right now?
It's hard to say. It looks like they're trying to get a little bit of split push in here with the DP, which, you know, would keep the pressure on Ayesee, and you know, as we kind of noted, if they have good initiate and they get all their ultimates off, they can dominate. But if they don't have the initiate, if Veno sees them coming and get in proper positioning, it's going to be tough. So if they keep putting pressure on them and keep them on their side of the river, I think they'll make it a bit easy for Veno. But as I'm saying that, they're pretty deep in the mid lane here. I think they're going to ignore that split push.
Yeah, they really don't need to go after that split push just yet. Shane's just going to stay out as long as he can and hopefully force them back, but we'll see if Veno can hold out long enough. The Ayesee,
you know, with the
go for it.
With the Blink Epi and the Blink Ravage now, they can break into the base here, so...
Yeah, and we do see Shane TPing back in. And the tier 3 tower does go down. At the same time, Tide is lining up for a Ravage. There's the Ravage.
There he goes.
And the Silence right on top of it.
And the Epi.
Radiant's top tower.
And then Axe goes down, and Witch Doctor buys back. And Pyrian Flats looks like he's going to take a hit too. And there's a Witch Doctor ult, just pushes him back.
Oh, that'll scare him off,
So
yeah.
it scares him off, and Shane has the Death Prophet ult going. They might be able to hold on to the racks from this. It looks like they were able to survive the team fights. We'll see if they take advantage of this now, because even though Roshan isn't up soon, Slater's going to have a hard time pushing while they have to wait, you know, over 100 seconds for their ultimates to come back online.
Structures must have been fortified.
Yeah, Ayesee's going to just stand here confidently and...
Yeah, they're just standing as fine.
Tower seen better days.
Good buyback by the Witch Doctor, though. That Death Warrior and scaring them off, at least initially there.
Yeah, that was a really clutch buyback because it was able to save their barracks for sure. And Razor does go down with a nicely timed root from Sponge. The Yield Scepter does bring Ayesee up in the air, but I think it's just to secure the kill. They were able to get 2 kills. It's like a TP back from the Sand King, and Tidehunter is able to walk his way out. But
and it's looking like we got 5 men going down the middle here, so they're going to try and take this T2.
Yeah, this counter engagement. This is going to be a really strong push because Ravage is down for 63 seconds, Epicenter's down for 30, and Global Silence is down for 38 as well. There's really nothing they have to answer this until everything's up and ready.
Radiant's mid tower.
And DP just picked up her heart too, so...
She just picked up a full heart. Oh my gosh. Wow, that is...
Mid tower's coming apart.
Yeah, with a full heart, it's going to be almost impossible to kill the Death Prophet in these team fights because once the ultimates go, it's like, what do you have? And the tier 3's down, they're going for the racks.
They don't have Ravage up, so they can't defend against us that easily.
No, they can't. And the ghosts are out by the Death Prophet. The spirits are out. Silence does get cast. They're chasing. ENJ's going with his BKB. See what he can do. Going on Sponge, it looks like. Oh, Chris gets hit. And the Witch Doctor Ward takes out another. Chris goes down on the axe. Pretty even trade so far. Razor does buy back, though, to keep them going. The spirits are going to come back from the exorcism on Shane.
Yeah.
So.
I mean, they were just literally needed just 2 or 3 more seconds to get that Ravage in when it would have counted. And
yeah.
Unfortunately, we're just going to see a wipe here.
Yeah, another team wipe. We'll see if they even go for 2 barracks. They have the lone druid who's really good at pushing towers. And it looks like
Razor's down for a minute, so they can do a lot here.
Yeah, Razor's down for a minute. He did buy back, and then he died. So the extra timer on that death means that they can just push another barracks before they can get back in.
Radiant's bottom tower.
And there's the GG.
Dire's got one last top tower.
I have to say though that smoke gank into Roche was probably one of the best plays I've seen this.
Oh yeah, absolutely. They were able to take down the entire enemy team right after they killed Roshan. So
it was great.
Yeah, it was a good play. It was a very good game actually, very close game. And Venomancer does end up taking it. So the series is tied at 1-1. We're going on to game number 3 in just a second. Yep, everybody, we'll be going on to game number 3 after the short break. All right, we're gonna head into game number 3 right here. Venomancer versus Ayesee Slater. We'll get Nick as Nick's on the line here in a sec, and here he is.
Hey, Rupley. What's going
Hey,
on?
Nick, how's it going? Are you excited?
Good. So, how can you not be after that
Oh
game?
my gosh!
It was one of my favorites this tournament for sure.
Oh yeah,
Radiant's
yeah.
banned.
It was. I think that was my favorite game that I've watched so far of this tournament. It was close the entire time, and wow.
Dyer's banned.
Yeah, Venomancer was just able to pull it out in the end, which it's hard to play a game after this one, so it's going to be interesting to see how Slater and Veno both take this to heart and come up with a victory, because this is a deciding match, game number 3.
Yeah, no one wants to go down the losers bracket. Right off the bat, we've got some respect bands taking BB off the Razor there. He did the lion's share of the work down that early to mid game, and then taking away Shane's DP. So followed by Invoker and Viper. Does Veno have a strong Invoker, or is that just a strategic ban?
Yeah, so Shane, his most played hero is the Invoker. He has
right.
very, very good Invoker, so that is a complete respect ban for Shane in every single game, and I foresee people banning Invoker a lot in this tournament in games to come, just because his Invoker is that good. But we do see the Faceless Void picked up by Venomancer as a first pick, so the question is Pyrion going to run this as an offlane solo, which is possible, or is Chris going to run it as an offlane solo or a carry?
Dyer's pick.
We'll have to see. But AC sticks with what they know best, sticking with the Witch Doctor. Actually, that was Notorious playing it last game. That's right.
Yeah.
That's right.
So I think that's a counter pick to her specifically.
Yeah. Well, the Witch Doctor Ultimate does work very, very well inside of Chronosphere, so I'm not surprised one bit that they tried to deny the Witch Doctor from Venomancer as much as they can.
Yeah, that's a great point.
5 seconds.
Yeah, so they did pick up the Witch Doctor.
Reserve time.
We'll see what else they have to pick up, but so far this is looking to be a pretty good matchup for game number 3, and once again a different lineup than what we've seen in the other 2 games. We've seen Viper and Razor. Razor's banned for the first time now. He was a part of both of the other games on BB Mola. So Razor's banned, Viper's banned, DP's banned, and I'm really excited to see this game turn out, because I think there'll be completely different lineups than what we're used to once again.
Yeah. It'll be interesting to see who we see BB on now, right? Because he's played a pretty strong Razor both these games, and Razor's a pretty powerful hero in the current meta, so we'll be curious to see what else he's got up his sleeve for us here.
Yeah, I'm really curious to see what BB would play. You make some really good points there. He has only played the Razor this tournament, and I'm interested to see what else he has up his sleeves, like what they can do for the team, just what kind of style he plays outside of the Razor. If anything,
right? I mean, because he played such a strong early game. I mean, I think his CS at one point was double the number 2, and he did so well in that middle lane. It'll be interesting to see who
Radiant's pick.
Who they put him on. Another Lycan.
Yep, Lycan is picked up once again. Probably ENJ Brandy playing it once again. So, and the Jakiro pickup.
Radiant's banned
for Venomancer. So they're looking to take advantage of their team fights with that Faceless Void Jakiro combo. Very, very potent combo. One of the few ways that you can actually have Macro Pyre do a lot of damage, because even though it does 100 damage per second at level 1, it's hard to keep people in that area for very long. And I really like that pickup to make Jakiro's ultimate, much more worthwhile than it usually is.
Reserve time.
Alright, we do see the Tidehunter banned out by Venomancer. I guess they didn't like the Tidehunter last game.
Radiant's banned.
Rightly so, too.
Well, and Tidehunter, they're on the Dire, so that's a good pick. Taking away the Skywrath, who synergizes with Void really, really well.
Yeah. Yeah, he does synergize with Void very well. I'm interested to see if they're going to pick up a Skywrath Mage on Venomancer or something like that. He got banned. Never mind. So not
yeah,
going to be
that's what I
picked
would.
up.
Yeah,
Yeah. Sorry. Yeah.
it's all right.
Yep, that's all right though. So they have the Jakiro, and Ayesee's up to the plate now to pick up the next hero, and they do pick up the Shadow Shaman. I'm curious again how they're going to run it. I know Shane ran this mid last game, or game number 1, but that was definitely an abnormal pick as far as where Shadow Shaman normally is run. In the old school days, Shadow Shaman, like in Heroes of New Earth, the Shadow Shaman equivalent was run mid all of the time. So he is definitely a viable mid, and in old school Dota 1 he was run as a mid quite a lot too. So he is going to run mid, not maybe run mid, but the general trend is just to run him as a support. So probably have both the supports on Slater. And Pyrian Flax does get the Darkseer, so it looks like Chris will probably be on the Faceless
10 seconds to go.
Yeah, that would be my guess.
Radiant's pick.
Oh, yeah. Hero that we forgot to mention because he's been banned in the second ban phase both games is the Brewmaster. So we have Brewmaster in the pool, and once again the Lich to combo up with the Faceless Void ultimate.
Yeah, and then you've got a vacuum to kind of get everybody within range if they're spread out. That could be some pretty spooky wombo combos coming from Veno here.
Yeah.
Just all 4 of those hero right there. I mean,
5
yeah,
seconds.
Yeah, and the Silencer ban is really making a lot more sense now because the Silencer would totally mess up that team fight, and without the Silencer in play, they can do whatever they want. I wouldn't be surprised if they go for even like an Enigma pickup or something, but then who would they run mid? So it probably will be a Shane hero mid for the last one.
you could do a Lich mid maybe or something, but I don't know.
I mean, I've seen Lich in the offlane by himself, and that's pretty good as long as his tower doesn't get pushed down. And Darkseer against certain heroes in mid work out really well. Like Darkseer works really well against the Brewmaster mid because the Ion Shell prevents Brewmaster from being able to get last hits safely.
Radiant's ban.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love Brewmaster. He always makes for a colorful game, but you can't go into Primal Split if you're under that Chrono or Ice Path.
Yeah, that's completely true. Silencer's a silence really stops Brewmaster
10
as well,
seconds to
but
go.
there aren't too many good silences left in the game. The 2 main silent, or 3 of them, Death Prophet, Skywrath, and Silencer are all out.
Dire's pick.
So we do see the Doom ban and the Puck ban. Ooh, I love this pickup. Do you see this, Nick?
Yeah.
Oh man.
I think you might see Wolf Cop on. Let's see if I end up being right here.
You think we'll see Wolf Cup on the Bristleback?
No, I was wrong.
No, it looks like Nick's gonna play it, and Shane does get the Ember Spirit as the final pickup, so it will be an Ember Spirit versus Brewmaster mid, most likely. And in that scenario, I'd actually put Brewmaster ahead of Ember Spirit, just because the Thunderclap is so good and the evasion is just as good. The evasion.
Yeah, Brew's a great duelist.
Better get ready.
Yeah, Brew can go toe to toe with just about any melee hero in the game. So I'll go ahead and announce the side of Ayesee Slater on Dire. We've got Ayesee playing on the Witch Doctor going up top. BB Mola is going up top as well on the Brewmaster. Lycan is here on ENJ Brandy, and then right behind him we've got Nick Brecken on the Bristleback, and then Wolf Cup is playing the Shadow Shaman.
And over on the Radiant, we have Sponge on the Faceless Void, sitting on the safe lane. Notorious, PIP, and Shane hanging around mid. I'm guessing PIP is just going to deny creep. Chris is running on the Darkseer way up in the off lane, trying to get a ward. I'm not sure if that's going to work out for him. And I think we're missing... Oh, the Jakiro. Here's Pyrian Flax down here in the safe lane with Void right now. Chris gets seen by Slater. Now, he doesn't get a ward down.
Yeah, so he doesn't get a ward down, and he also has Ion Shell at level 1. So by having Ion Shell already, he can't really place that ward safely without dying. And he'll just have to hope to get up to level 2.
Let's keep it clean, folks.
Or level 3 before
the game is on.
Especially level 2 before he can place that.
Twitch chat is pointing out that Lycan has a 0% win rate in the Rektreational, so
that is
we'll
true.
We'll see if Slater can turn that around.
Yeah, Lycan has 0 wins so far in the Rektreational. Like I said, he's a very potent hero, but he also requires a lot of teamwork. So we'll see if they take advantage of the dire advantage and take down that Roshan early, and then use his Howl, which he doesn't have skilled yet. But if he can use the Howl to help out across the map, then it'll be very potent. And then we just see some basic harass by the Iron Shell up top against the tri-lane. Trying to zone out Chris. He's not getting any experience with this Witch Doctor here. In the middle lane, we got BB Mola up on the Brewmaster against Shane. So that matchup will be a good one to watch. I think Brewmaster should come out ahead on that one overall. But it's going to be a fairly even matchup just because Ember Spirit has the potential to kill early. It really depends on if Ember Spirit gets his Flame Guard at level 2 at level 3, because a level 2 Flame Guard will stop a level 2 Thunderclap and keep it still going. So that's the one advantage that Ember Spirit has in lane. And then we've got this defensive tri-lane against Bristleback.